Derivatives trading involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. Good morning. Alright, well, it looks like our data is fixed this morning. So let's hope it stays that way. Actually, it might not be. Or it could just be the roll. So I think we want to trade up here. I also want to go short. Okay, well, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Okay, in the overnight, so we had a pretty good move down yesterday, despite it making it look like it wasn't going to do it. I wish I could have gotten more out of that, but you know, happens. Now we've been testing up higher. It's had trouble getting past this 060 area. We have news coming out in 10 minutes. I'm noticing here. Oh, we need to get rid of all this stuff. We need tweet deck here and our live squawk here. And this one we need Forex Factory. So we have the jobs report, right? But I think there's something else. I think there was some other news because Donald Trump was talking things up overnight. So what could he be talking about? Core PCE, price index, personal spending, personal income. I see. Well, here comes the open. If they sell it there, I'm selling it. I'm hoping, though, that they buy it. Okay. Anyways, E-mini is down just a little bit, but like everything looks like a pullback so far, so we'll see. Okay. Looks like this one is still leading.
So both the US and the personal income high, looking for a reading of spot 4% against range there 2 and 5%. Personal spending by looking for spot 4% and prior. The range for the data between spot 1 and spot 4 PCE month on month July looking for a prior of spots 1%. The range for that spots 1 and spots 3%. For the year-on-year reading, we're looking for 2% prior of 1.9%. The range narrow there between 2.1%. We'll then move on to the Canadian. So these are month on month for June. We're looking for 1% against spot 5%. The range between minus spot 1%. Year on year there. We'll also get the release of the annualized print where we're looking for 3% for the against a prior of 1.3%. The range between 2 spots and percent. At the same time as well, we'll get the price of deflator PCE month-on-month high, where there is an estimate of spot 1% month-on-month against a prior of spot 1%, and year-on-year a reading with 2.3 against a prior of 2%. Likely to be released a tad early given last week weekly initial jobless as well. Claims for US, where we're looking for a reading of 212,000 against a prior of 210,000. Range there between 208 and 217. And the continuing claims 1.725 million against a prior of 1.727 million, range between 712 and 745 million. In terms of the ordering for this data, also said if the initial jobless and continuing claims come slightly quicker, go with that, and then go straight to the personal income spending, and then the core piece year on year, GDP month, quarter number, and then finish off with a deflator month on and year.
I'm flat. My longs from 30 at 31 in the 30 year.
I got 29s and 30s. I'm gonna try to.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to hold, but it seems like it's kind of stalled here. I might get in after the.
I just
data.
don't like how it got above the overnight Globex high already, or yesterday's close already. We already got above that. Sorry, we got above yesterday's high already. We faded off.
Yeah, plus 01 30 year is VWAP.
Yeah.
And it went to that. It only. Well, I guess the overnight high was 2. But I'm also long the 2 year at 19 and a quarter.
So in emerging markets, news hearing from South Africa's government opposing land grabs, according to its deputy president. Just a heads up then, just under 3 minutes time to the US Canadian data. Just a correction there. We will lead with the personal income number, jobless weekly, and continuous claims comes out slightly shifting So just going through the estimates quickly, personal income looking for reading of spot 4%, spending spot 4%, full PCE month on month looking for a reading of spot 2%, year on year 2%. Then move on to the Canadian GDP month on month, where we're looking for a reading of spot 1%, year on year looking for 2.3%, with GDP annualized looking for 3%. Then to the US deflator month, where we're looking for spot 1%, year on year 3%. And for weekly initial jobless claims, 214,000 for the initial jobless, and continuing claim 1.725 million.
Well, this is a very interesting action here between the spread. So the nearer term one definitely wants to buy, but the everything else is kind of pointing down. There's definitely some spread going on here, though. People are selling September and buying December.
1 minute.
If this doesn't work, I may just back test again because this just doesn't look right to me. I don't think that my data is correct. Okay, so remember it was
Income spot 3%, consumption spot 4%, PCE month on month spot 2%, year on year 2%.
okay, it's in line.
Month on month flat. Reading quarter on quarter annualized 2 spot 9%, prior revised 1 spot 4%, quarter on quarter coming in at spot 7%, prior revised to spot 4%, deflator month on month spot 1%, year on year 2 spot 3%, weekly initial jobless 213,000, continuing claims 1.708 billion against the
Initial
prior
jobless
revised
claims were a
of
little better than
1.728
expected.
million.
It looks like PCE was
We got lucky there.
definitely bought it.
Yeah. I see some kind of distance on above 70. I'm gonna try to sell 4s and 5s and 30. I got in from 30 and
It looks like a lot of position closing to me.
yeah, I think they were net short. Run. So my bias is up, and historical the second. I got some.
Okay, well, if we broke the overnight high and we're doing this,
Damn. Yeah, they're buying the 30. Bought it real hard there. Size. I'm long another chunk of 2-year at 19 and a quarter.
Very close to one. That's been kind of like the spread trade all morning, I think. They just got below 120. Like every time bonds and ones have been picking up these. Bidding for a little BT.
So we got 08 here. It was yesterday's pivot. 07, as I've mentioned before, is a key level that probably should be defended. So I think you get a chance of a reversal here.
Is split between 4 and 3.5.
A little suspicious about my... Okay, now I'm seeing it.
All sovereign bonds were up.
The only thing James Comey ever got right was when he said the President Trump was not under investigation. Trump's on a tweet storm again this morning, but he kind of stopped. Okay. So definitely some attempts to turn it around there. Now you got an iceberg here at L3. Very suspicious.
Long threes in the 10-year.
Oof. Hmm. Well, this whole thing seems kind of suspect to me. I think we're gonna move higher, but this is just not pulling back enough, giving me enough of a signal to take it long here. Like, it showed me a spot that you could get in, but it didn't show me like a bias.
Got an offer out at 8 on the 30. And I got long the BTP.
Hey, those BTPs, I don't know how much you've watched them, but it seems like anytime I ever pulled them up, they seem to have a negative correlation to a lot of other interest rates, or at the very least, they're not positively correlated.
Yeah. What I've been doing recently is whenever I have a position that's kind of let's say I'm long ZB into any upticks or downticks, like I'm kind of using the BT to get into a position so that I can like trade around that negative one. It's been working. So I almost got smoked. Like you have like a 50 tick sell off.
Good grief.
So long there that can kind of live.
Right. There was a big block buy there at 6s in the 30. Did y'all see that? It looks like in one click, they bought fives and through fives and into a ton into 6s.
I mean, I saw it, but I don't see a big order in it. I just see a lot of little orders hitting it.
Yeah. Okay, well, I have it to where it combines them if they're done in the same time.
Well, you know what? Are you talking about in December though, huh?
Yeah.
I don't have my tape up for December.
Okay. Yeah, that was pretty amazing in the 30-year. I've never seen that. I've never seen that
1,000?
Actually 1,600.
Oh.
And it's between 5 and 6. I'll show you.
Yeah, I think my data is still messed up because mine right now is showing 1428 into 06. And they held too.
Yeah, I mean, it was clearly a...
That is pretty big. I saw 3,000 in ZB once.
Really?
But I've never seen anything even close to that since. I actually think I have it recorded, but that was a long time ago. That was like well over a year ago. It kind of looks like they're fighting it because they took a tick down. The struggle I have going on in my head right now is I would like to be long because we broke the overnight range and everything. But there was just a ton of buying in the bond and not the same in anything else. And that just makes me really suspicious here.
Yeah. I can't get 19.5 to in the 2-year. And the 2-year is just real heavy. which, I mean, it's just more flattening. So I
Right.
think it's kind of typical in terms of they have been lately anyway buying the bond and notes are heavy.
Yeah, if it had come back to maybe like 02, then maybe I would have bought it. But the way that it's doing right now, I don't like it. Although the 10-year may give me a reversal signal here. Oh, in fact, actually it is. But what is the December one saying? Hmm. No, the December one. I think I gotta go with the December because it's got more volume.
That's how I made my decision this morning. Go ahead and switch everything over.
Glad you guys have that. Like I use interactive brokers, and sometimes they'll just close you out random during September on Thursday or Friday. Like they'll give you a warning in the beginning of the day saying they might close you out sometime during the day, and it's always at the worst possible time.
Well, I did do it. The stat that I'm looking at says that there's about a 60% chance that we trade 055 in the September contract.
What's the September contract at right now?
It's at 065. So we did print into 6. It's just when you get those zippers where it's in a 3-tick range forever. At a certain point, there's a high probability that it reverses. So it's like 80% that you get 1 tick, so we got 1 tick, and it's 60% that you get 2. There you go. Someone either build on a big ass short position or is super confident that ZV is going to continue up, right? I don't know what that was. Pretty weird, wasn't it, Uzi? See, they're still kind of in this rangy area. They actually go back up into it, so we might not get that second tick. Okay.
Wait, anyway, BTB is getting.
Okay, there's your tick up.
BTP, that's those are Italian or French? Oh, they're Italian. Okay.
Tick below 123 and then there to 120. A lot of movement. Like in euros a tick too.
And crude got above $70 again. Just noticed that.
It's kind of interesting to be watching it here with both contracts up, because there's definitely more volume, more people playing it over here, but this is the one doing all the work. Okay. Only want 2 on this one.
Buying coming. How are they not following the bund?
Trying to sell 8s. 30.
There's an iceberg there at 07.5.
Seeing some flow here in Euribor deck 18, 26,000 sold at 29. Some emerging market news as well, also hearing from S&P. South Africa's not likely to follow Turkey's moves.
I mean, so far it's doing what I expect, but I'd like to see now a tick down. Level 2 is playing games with us.
fact that they can't get 19 and a quarter to go bid is pissing me off. Cannot believe.
The big iceberg there in September's yen. Looks like 6K there, trying to prevent them from ticking into yesterday's high at 08.
BTP is now down 110 ticks. Getting smoked. Wild.
Yeah, I know there's bigger bond guys on Twitter talking. This seems counterintuitive to me. I mean, generally speaking, interest rates are correlated across the globe. Never seen an interest rate product that, or a rate product in general that
just an FX here, we are
correlated.
seeing euro sterling drop below the
you know, on the
21
same,
DMA
maturity anyway.
at what, 8972.
Yeah,
So
there must be.
next support is seen in the.
Didn't we have some Italian debt news like last month? Could be riding on the coattails of that now.
In geopolitical news, hearing via the UN watchdog report, Iran has stayed within key limits set by the nuclear deal, including uranium enrichment level and stock of uranium.
Move.
Okay.
I'm out of my.
Okay. Wow, that was a good entry, dude. That was a good exit, dude. Wow. Like, just as you said that, everything ticked down really strong and flipped.
Yeah, well, I watched them when they were going aggressively. About to have to bail on this. So maybe I'm lucky.
I think I can get 3 on this now.
Sell everything. Shit out of the.
These 70s. That was kind of fun. Get out of my last one here. And I'm done.
So this one doesn't look like it's ready to go further yet. And we wouldn't have gotten filled at the 2. Playing games with me. Hmm. Well, that's not what you want to see. So you got out of it because they were ticking into 04 a little too easily. You see that?
Had the bonds from 122.15.
Just in some fixed income news here, we
30
are
ticks.
seeing a 5-year government bond yield spike at what 5-6%, highest in nearly 2.
So is something else happening here that we're not catching?
700 lot bought. Order.
DAX is at lows.
Everybody's trading these PTPs.
My apologies.
Another day of emerging market carnage should be enough for new all-time highs, says Zero Hedge.
Just ahead of the US Open, then the cash equity rundown is on our books.
Fed's preferred inflation indicator jumps to 6-year high, reaches mandate. But we move up. That didn't quite go how I thought. Let it tick down again.
Test, test.
Nothing happening. I wonder why Jigsaw Dom isn't showing that 04 is gone. So my data is definitely still messed up.
hearing from Canada's Freeland here saying we have had very intensive work through night. Speaking to as the US Trade Representative.
Well, the way that ticked was a little weird.
Minister Freeland is speaking live on CBC currently. Freeland saying she looks forward to reviewing the work the US Trade Representative like Zaire.
Things definitely ticked up there, though.
Just going back and looking at it, the past probably 40 minutes, once every 7 seconds, they would sell one lot. Exactly 7 seconds. They would sell one lot into 19 in a 2 year. So it was like an auto.
She'll have more to say after the meeting with the US
Some of
Trade
my position in
Representative.
the 2 year got filled. Should lift it now.
Well, I definitely think what we got there was a...
Makes me happy. I was like fully expecting to have to cover at 19.
Like, I was expecting a little bit of a pullback again before we go higher.
Yeah, I was just going back and looking at the time in sales, and yeah, once every 7 seconds they sell something, or I guess this program would sell one lot. The 2 year at 19.
I guess not. Yep, I kind of thought we were going to get a bit of a pullback there, and they just didn't give very much, and now they're looking at busting through that 08 in the September 10-year. And after that...
A big mistake.
See them absorbing there.
It's an FX here ahead of the open. We are pretty much seeing broad dollar strength against most pairings. Great session. Close to and the weaker buy. Rand around 2% as we come under pressure. Lira also trades down.
It seems like the currencies is what's pushing us up. And then the 6,800 hold. Where do you see that? But if it's the currencies that are pushing us up, and I can see the currencies going a little bit more, maybe that kind of explains the sanction in Treasuries, why they're kind of reluctant to do it, you know?
It's in equity. So we're hearing that the Campbell Soup Board is conducting a robust search for
Hmm. I think we could see this 10 afterwards if we keep going. Hmm. Ah, finally.
it's in equity. Airline is in focus as we hear from IASIS and CEO saying we do expect to see continued slowing of growth compared to 2017.
Look at all that volume at 070 in the 10-year. 30-year continues to buy. Yep. See, they all want to push up, but there's going to be this big iceberg in the September 10-year. And they haven't quite attracted enough buyers there yet to do it.
There's a buy program to happen here. This one's buying every second. Bots.
I've been awfully quiet today, haven't I? Okay. Well. So it was a slightly more significant downtick. Could still come up. I don't like seeing this where we're at right before the E-mini opens, and have been selling the E-mini in the pre-market. It's been up here at 04 for an awfully long time. And they are starting to build some orders here at 04.5.
Wasn't it? Peso dropped 8% to a record. 2.
So it only takes a little bit of buying for them to react. It seems like what we're seeing on the level 2 right now is completely unreliable. They buy a little bit, it gets really skittish, pulls away, nothing happens. They tick down all at once, nothing happens. Oh, there it goes. Pulls. I was trying to make a call on a spot that I should not have.
Scratch the rest of that 2 year. Got filled on some of it at 19.5, but not all of it. And
Yeah, that one was bad. Here is where, from a risk-reward perspective, we could take it long. We are buying on the open in the E-mini.
honestly, I kind of fudged that trade 2 year. Because this morning, whenever I kind of slapped into the trade, it was kind of back and forth between 19 and 19 and a quarter. So I should have waited for 19s, but I kind of was one of those things where I kind of looked up and everything was going, so I just, bought it, and that was wrong. If I had 19s, that wouldn't have been such a painful trade, obviously. But hindsight's 2020. But still, entry wise, that was why that trade was so painful.
I think everybody's pretty bearish on stocks today. We're gonna get a down open. Bidding for this quarter. Using
after the opening of Wall Street Empire shares crossing $2,000 for the first time.
Seasonally, it's not such a good trade. Rather just having a bonds. Tried to bid for it at 04 again. Second to last day of the month. Months all day.
It's interesting that it's.
That's all I got for now. Some bid 06s and 2s. And 01s and 02s.
Okay, so this got weak for a second, but we didn't get hitting into it. E-mini is still buying. There's that location, 290975, and they're running into a wall there again. No, that 035 does not look as good. Perhaps I will pull away. E-mini continues to sell. Or rather, it's moving down. It seems like people are trying to buy it, but it keeps moving down. They're fighting.
Yes, never looks good after it opens down. Closing at an all-time high after it opens down.
Well, the volume is still long, but they're just not making a much headway in the E-mini.
If ES trades its half gap at 11.75, it increases the odds of the full gap getting hit, which is only 6 points anyway. So I think if the half gap trades, shorts are in trouble in equities.
See, this is just not. I'm kind of looking at my behavior too. It seems awfully. I'm getting in and out of things really way too quickly.
Block buy.
On the trade, low, the Globex low. I got long at 9 quarters.
Trading is boring. It doesn't matter how many lots you trade.
I'm really looking for a 6.
Yeah, the odds in favor of overnight low.
That's a really strong trade. Long on that overnight break. Good trade.
I know somebody just stepped in there in the 10-year, bought it up big and put a big old bid there. I think I'm missing this one.
Seeing now the Turkish 5-year credit default swaps jumping 27 basis points to a 2-week high of 530.
There you go. They used to fight it a lot, and going along with that big block order was a mistake, but past week or so it's been pretty reliable.
Block buy.
We're also seeing Turkish sovereign dollar bonds extending their falls.
Hit it, wait, half.
2 cents.
There it is. Looks like they push it forward.
Policy rate to 60% from 5%.
So now I'm seeing this 05 and the 08 correspond to some key levels in. Damn, come on. hate those.
Fun times in here.
And we're now seeing the
These are
Argentine peso
wild.
extending its decline despite that rate hike, falling 11%, 38 to the US dollar.
Fell right back into the vacuum there. That was pretty ugly.
Did 2s and 1s in pretty year. No low break for nice.
Trying to long lives.
Okay.
Addie, did you get dressed? I'll bring you clothes.
Puts them at 3s.
I think I've been outmaneuvered pretty much every step of the way here, guys.
Flat 2s. -3. Jesus fucking Christ.
As soon as I get out there now is when it's gonna come. It's gonna go. You can get like that right there. Pretty big divergence there in the E-mini. So I think you buy the E-mini here. Yeah, definitely you buy the E-mini here. Right there. You set your stop to be here. Now they see my stop, they're going to go right for it. Come on.
Buyer stepped up and bought.
I didn't see that. Let's see here. No. Don't like it.
Twos were the overnight high.
Well, that call was definitely wrong.
Canceled my set.
Some equities news now. We have some news on Signet, the jewelry group. Shares now extending on, now up by 25% on Wall Street. Details on the decision was unanimous, saying in a statement. While the rout in the Argentine peso continues, now falling 15.6% to 39 to the US dollar.
Well, it looks like it should turn around and move up, but that's what my deltas are saying. I don't know if all of those earlier trades were really
Offering.
actual entries based on my strategies, but this one is. We've broken the overnight high. The deltas confirm a continuation. We should break the high. That's the play. And we've got Tyler here at 03 sitting on it.
Cancel the. Try to get. Or just.
Okay. Not the best take.
I'm flat 3.
Yeah, that bid on the uptick is not too encouraging, is it?
No, it is not. Yeah, it was kind of betting that yes would smash, but it's not looking like it wants to do it right now anyway.
I don't know. I'm having a hard time here today because my, the volume and stuff is telling me long, but I'm having an awfully hard time getting a right spot and keep getting stopped.
So,
Observe's having the same problem. So it's like, it's too obvious, right? You'll see the trade, you take it, but it's too obvious. So they screw everybody over on that one, and then it goes up. Or whatever.
Short-term trading is hard.
Yeah. I think it's, it's still technically going to be summer action until after ADP next Friday too, so.
I think we're going to make a new high. 12s.
Oh, those did get filled, huh?
Yeah, I just took 3. Got filled. I keep making the mistake of getting out of profitable positions. On a day like today, right? Classic. Very high. I like for them to get out at very unfavorable, rather than bidding for it.
Yeah, exactly. Probably why there's so many games today too.
Keep going in, you gotta know that. Swap around. Not gonna be one.
Yeah. I mean, that was a pretty bad sell there at 040, wasn't it?
There you go again. It looks like you guys want to do that.
Normally you would get, this would sell and you'd see 3,500 or so absorbed there, and then, you know, it would just kind of float around here. We tick up and then they just plow through it. But that 035 pulled too much. I think we hold it. I think, you know, I'm not seeing delta short yet. The E-mini definitely turned there though, and that might have had something to do with it. I like to place an indicative trade when I first time my computer's just a one contract sim order. I place one at my terminal first time I was on to kind of guide me, and I haven't placed my real trade yet. It's one of those days where the sell side of the book is heavier at times and the initiating buyers are there to consume the liquidity. That shit can be confusing. There's definitely something about this action that throws me off. And I tend to get this stuff at the end of the month, so at the beginning of the month when you're getting the news and it's like the momentum goes through, and that's when I tend to do okay. But today it's like, look, this volume has been building through this whole thing. Look at it. I should post this. The ZB Delta has just been up through this whole range. Well, it's still, the trade may still play out. It's just being frustrating. If we can tick up here, and then you might start to see a strong bid at 04, and then they might push through. And that's kind of the pattern that I'm looking for. It seems like the September still doesn't want to get above 08. So is this like all of those longer term shorts stopping out in September at 0.75 and somebody taking profits? Seems right to me. See, this one looks like it wants to go. If this one's the leader and it's not gonna, maybe we could bust through it. It would look really good if we can just get a little bit more buying. So, and since I already have a few ticks in, the E-mini is being unreliable again. Well, the buyers made a couple of good ticks there, but the bonds have not yet reacted. Might get a tick down here. Well, people are taking it both ways. I don't know. Probably I'm trying to predict too much here. I just need to let it do its thing. If it goes, it goes. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Okay. Maybe now we see the E-mini turn down again. There we go. Yeah, come on, you can do it, ZB. You can do it. Everything else went. That's kind of interesting. And this E-mini is just messing with this dude. Who knows what it's going to do at this point. Well, I would like to see that bid start building. I mean, seeing the 5 at 035 is really good. Okay. Well, pulled.
They haven't pulled the bid in the 2 year. I don't know how he isn't trading higher than it is.
Iceberg's on both sides of it now. It's that E-mini is just dancing around. I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna do, and then it doesn't do anything. Volume says that they're about to make a new test of the lows in the E-mini, but it's just not coming yet. Okay, so they went bid in the 10-year that time in September through that iceberg.
$1,000 lot sell in 2 year.
The bid is not too encouraging.
Atlanta Fed's GDP now model says the US economy is growing at 4% in Q3, 6% estimate.
Wow. So in the past 6 days, they changed their estimate by 0.6 points? Really? That's kind of a flaky model. Okay, that's much better. That's much better. Come on, ZB, let's hit it this time.
ETP selling off again.
It's going to take some big bids to push through this. You can't all get filled on the bids. Some of you are going to have to hit into it if you want it to go up.
I feel like they're going to pull forward.
Tina, country capital controls with backing says that problem is a fiscal solution.
So there's the E-mini. It comes down, and now they're acting like maybe they're not going to go again. Okay.
I'm just gonna hold on to my too long. God knows how. I'll be back.
Okay. Well, now it can go. We should put here in this one as an I. It won't let me put anything into my alert column up here. Oh, do I have them in the wrong one? Here, I do. The meat grinder is pretty infuriating, guys. This meat grinder in the E-mini is starting to get a little infuriating. I bet the E-mini scalpers are ecstatic though. Look at that, I could have taken that, and that, and that, and that, and now that again. And just fade it every time. Well, I brought things back to like 62, so -4. Ignore the E-mini. I still don't think I got the E-mini figured out. Carl Bernstein, I stand by my reporting. Alright. Well, well, well.
The rating on Campbell's Soup Company from S&P to will be minus stable from will be negative. S&P.
While we're waiting, let's Oh, look, you could get all three again.
So 10 minutes away from the bottom of the hour and US data. This time, nat gas figure change on the week. We're looking for that number to be 62. That compares with 48 BCF last time.
Short 19.25 in the 2 years. Bid 19 evens.
Well, I'm kind of half tempted to take the 30 again. See, I've never gotten an MFE of more than 1 or 2. Except for that last one. Didn't let them sit long enough. I think yesterday was a little bit of a stoppy day. The way they moved down and everything. Now today, I guess they're consolidating. And that must be part of why I'm having trouble. I shouldn't be here, but what are you doing if you don't mind me asking? Well, Doctor, not so happy. I hope you're still around to hear. I'm sorry I don't necessarily read the chat until the very end because I gotta stay focused sometimes. And when I get talking, it distracts me. I'd really like to buy 30 there. Like, I still think it's gonna go up. But I'm not gonna take another trade. That's what. Anyways, so we're trading futures. I don't know if you're there. If you're still there, then you should say something in the chat. But basically, we're losing money. $15 at a time trading futures.
Both sides have not covered lots of goodwill, saying that US Canada bring constructive attitudes.
Well, good, because you basically have tonight to do it. Anyways, I guess he's probably not there. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna take another trade, guys. Did you take your one take, Uzi? It was some good, I mean, it's been some good range here since what? Well, really, since the beginning of the session. Like we had to move up, and then since then it's just kind of been...
So we're 3 minutes away now from data. This is the US natural gas storage change on the week from the EU. Looking at the they're looking at between 49 and 68. Hold. The forecast is 64 quarters.
Sequence number gaps with CBOT interest rate futures for a whole week now. That is weird. do have data coming here. What is it again? Natural gas. Yeah. What do we have tomorrow? PMI. Yep, tomorrow's going to be a shitty day. I'm betting.
Seconds. $70. So the natural gas storage change on the week, 70 BCF. That's well above the 60. -2 Salt Dome. Just repeating that, US Salt Dome cavern at gas stocks -2 CF.
Okay, well, I think I'm gonna get going. There's not any other stuff to yap about. Yeah, I don't see anything, so. Oh wait, I completed a Twitch award. Stream for 500 hours total. Wow. But we're not even average on Twitch. We don't even average a viewer per hour. Some days, like today, is pretty good on Twitch. It's kind of funny how if you get like 2 people on Twitch, then more people will click in and watch, but otherwise not. And then there's Facebook. We usually get up to 12 people on Facebook, but it looks like people are frustrated today. Probably frustrated with me, probably frustrated with the market action. Because I took some shitty trades in there. I did. Like, think about it. So ignore this one. Okay. This one was probably the best one, and I broke even on it. Yeah, this one was bad. I shouldn't have let that happen. But these first 3 in particular kind of look to me like, yeah, I don't know. This one is like, what are you doing? This one, again, maybe it was okay, but it was just like poorly placed. This is at the top of the range. Okay, buy 030. That one was good. Poorly placed. Buy 030. That one was good. So I was out of my mind. Yeah, I just didn't trade the strategy very well, was part of it. If I had traded the strategy well, maybe I would have been able to get a tick out of all of that. But, you know, who cares? It's shit action anyways. It's gonna be shit for another week. We got to keep working at it, but we don't need to freak out if it's the strategy is not working very well during this time period. It means nothing about the strategy itself. But we need to work on us for sure. Well, anyways, oh, there you go. There's the block sell. Well. I guess it's on. Okay, anyways, I will catch you guys later.